Hi, my name is Nicholas Yates, and I'm a student at Hocking College. I'm currently in the nursing program. I'm studying to be a registered nurse, and I'm currently taking a speech class. For this speech today, I'm going to talk about shelters and rescues for people who maybe are kind of on the lenient side of not knowing really how to come along and help out a shelter. I'm hoping to help you broaden your spectrum and understand what you can do to help out at shelters. Today we are located at a shelter here in Nelsonville, Ohio. It's called the Hogs and Dogs Rescue. What they do is they take in a lot of animals that are in desperate need of a home and or care. There's lots of different types of pigs. They have a few boars. They also take in dogs, geese, basically any animal that they really can take care of, they will. But they do have a lot of certain kinds, including dogs and hogs. The lady who runs this place, her name is Tammy. She's a very nice woman, and she does a lot of hard work here. She goes out of her way for any animal that's on the property to make sure that they are having the best lives that they can have. It's a non-profit organization, which means that this is not for profit. They do not take money from people in order to profit themselves. This is everything that comes in goes to the animals. She takes care of all these animals basically all the time, and she'll try to find them homes if that's possible, but if not, they live here the rest of their lives where they just prosper and have a good life for what they have left. Like I said, this is located in Nelsonville, Ohio, so if you're looking for somewhere to go and you don't really know, this is a great place to start. Alright, now I will start. There are many rescues and shelters out there that are in desperate need of people like you to come out and give your support to make a difference in some animal's life. All you have to do is look into things. There are plenty of animals out there that are in dire need of your love and support. You could be the one person who makes a difference in an animal's life, and all you have to do is volunteer or take some time out of your day to visit a shelter or rescue and see what you're able to do for them. You can make a huge difference in animals' lives. According to the Humane Society, there are over 3,500 shelters throughout the United States. And this is not counting all of the makeshift shelters, what I mean by makeshift is the ones that are not registered. They just kind of take in animals that they know are in need. These are not like rescues that you can go to and adopt all the time. This is just like ones that people have privately. There are a lot of different types of animals that can enter shelters. This could be anything from a horse to a snake to a dog, a pig, a cat, basically any animal that you can think of that is being hurt, neglected, abused, abandoned, anything like that. There are approximately 6 to 8 million cats and dogs that enter a shelter or a rescue each year. And shockingly, unfortunately, only 3 to 4 million actually find a home. That means that there's actually that's only about half. So there's 3 to 4 million that do not have a home or a place to go, ever. And this can lead to a lot of overpopulation in shelters. So when you have an overpopulation, it's really hard to take more in, so then you don't know what to do with the animals. So what happens is they either stay there, they get adopted, or unfortunately they get euthanized. And euthanizing is a huge deal in many shelters. It's a very heartbreaking task. Nobody wants to put an animal down, but it really does happen every day, unfortunately. There are a thing known as no-kill shelters, which no-kill means they refuse to kill them, so they have to keep them, which they are unable to take in a lot more animals than other shelters due to the fact that they keep them and they find homes for them, or they, like I said, stay there. So it's harder to keep more animals because you can't take more in, but that's what they want to do, so that's what happens. Approximately 3 million or even more are euthanized each year. So that means 3/4 of the animals that do not have homes are either killed or they stay there at the shelter or rescue. There are not enough people willing to volunteer to keep these animals alive and well. We need people to volunteer at shelters. We need people to come out and do whatever they need, whatever the shelter needs, in order to keep the shelter going and moving. It can be very chaotic if nobody helps out, because who is going to run around and do all the tasks all day long? Shelters are not usually run by profit. They don't have a lot of money just to pay people to work. So a lot of things don't get done, and a lot of animals don't get the affection and the love that they need. So because people like us do not go there enough and volunteer and help out. We need people like us to go there and do what animals need for us in order to survive and live happy and healthy lives. So what are some things that you can do in order to help at shelters? Well, there are basically a few things that you can do. You can donate, and a donation can really be anything. A donation does not have to be money. It can also be things that they need, time, and even adopting. It really just depends on what your imagination can bring to the table and to see what you're willing to do. But if you do decide to donate money, really any money can help a shelter. It doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars. It can be a couple dollars. It can be a couple cents. Anything helps out. And even if you don't have the money to donate, you can even just go to the local festival or fair, get involved, set up a booth, get some people to volunteer work for the booth for a couple hours, and just make some signs, set up a jar, and ask for donations. Even if 200 people just donate $2, that's $400 that you have gained just to help out a shelter. That is huge in some books. Also, if you want to go to a different perspective and you do have the money to donate, you can make monthly donations through some systems that you get on the computer, you make an account, you type in your credit card number, and then every month they'll take $10 out of your bank account to give to the shelter. And in return, usually you can get a calendar or a t-shirt, or they'll send you pictures with stories about some animals that are in shelters. Those can be very, very beneficial to make you feel good and to help the animals, to make sure that you're doing really good things for people and animals. If you want to donate items, there are many lists out there that people have made, so people can go on the computer and get ideas of what you can donate to shelters and rescues to kind of get what demand of the supplies is needed, and so that way you know what you can get and you're not buying something that you're not allowed or they don't need. I have gotten on some websites and compiled a list of things that I see a lot of, which include leashes, combs, treats, cleaning supplies, dog beds, basically the things that they don't have a lot of is really what they want. You can always call them and ask them, because they're going to be the ones that know what they need right now and what they're low on. So definitely by calling and making sure that that's what they need would be your best bet if you really want to donate. And donation of time. Time is free to you and them. Just you going there for a couple hours doing what they ask you to do is probably the easiest thing that you really can do. It's not like you have to do anything that you're uncomfortable with, because you're doing this on your own time and you're not getting paid, you're not under a contract. All you have to do is show up and do what they ask, and then if you're not comfortable doing it and you don't feel like you can't do this anymore, then you just say, I'm sorry, I have to go, and walk out. You're not committed to anything, you're just doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And then adopting. Adopting is probably the most appreciative thing that you could do for an animal shelter, is adopting one of their animals that they have taken care of and they have tried their best to find a home for. I have a personal experience. Me and my friend adopted a black cat from a shelter about 2 or 3 months ago. It was probably the best thing that I've ever done for my experience with shelters. This cat went from being scared, helpless, didn't know what to do, to being the most loving and caring and most rambunctious, fun animal that I've ever seen have a life-changing. It has definitely changed my life perspective on shelters and I love shelters now. I will probably adopt another animal in the future. They love the fact that people are willing to come in and take in an animal that has, maybe a background story that's not the best, and you will not be disappointed if you go in and adopt an animal. Those animals are the most appreciative of you. So yeah, in conclusion, there are so many things that you can do for an animal shelter that all you have to do is think outside the box. You just have to dig deeper than just reading the surface, driving by that shelter or rescue and say, hey, I should stop there. You need to stop there and see what they need to do. You will have the best experience of your life. You will make their day. You will have a great time. So get out there, save an animal, and make a difference. Do that good deed for the day, and have a good time. Thank you for listening to my speech. Have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you at a shelter in the future. Thank you.